Good evening. This is CTV News for Tuesday, August 30th. I'm Denise Douglas.
And I'm Patricia Vallone. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, a Riverdale man accused of killing his girlfriend's infant son goes on trial in Upper Marlboro. 29-year-old Osman Cisse is charged with murder, child abuse, and related crimes. Rochelle Metzger is outside of the courthouse with more.
Ahmed Jalla's mother left for work the morning of August 1st, 2015, leaving her 23-month-old son in the care of her boyfriend, Osman Cisse. By the evening, the toddler was dead after suffering blunt force trauma to his head and torso. Cisse is charged with murder and child abuse for allegedly causing those fatal wounds. Today, attorneys presented their opening statements, and the state began presenting its witnesses, including a paramedic and the mother's roommate. Prosecutors say the defendant acknowledges that he was babysitting Jallo alone. When he called 911 to report the baby was unresponsive. Prosecutors say paramedics arrived and found the child barely breathing. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. An autopsy report concluded that the death was a homicide because the injuries were not consistent with an accident. Reporting in Upper Marlboro, Rochelle Metzger, CTV News.
The trial is expected to last through Thursday.
Well, the tragic ending for the child in the Osman Cisse case that we just told you about is what State's Attorney Angela Alsobrooks is fighting against. Her office is working to prevent domestic violence. Many of the cases she sees involve a man inflicting violence against a woman, but situations involving children seem to be all too common. In light of that, she says more resources are needed to help parents be more effective guardians.
What it means is that we have to do more and more to help parents. To educate them, to give them a certain understanding about their role as a parent. We are their protectors. These children are defenseless without us, but I think that much has to be done, again, not just for the children. We have to do more in the way of parental education and intervention too, to make sure that parents are armed with what they need to take care of their children.
Brooks also talked about the Family Justice Center, which opened its doors back in June. It provides a variety of services for domestic violence victims under one roof. She says she hopes more people will take advantage of that service.
Governor Larry Hogan is expected to hold a news conference in Ocean City tomorrow to talk about start dates for Maryland's public schools. Hogan will appear with Comptroller Peter Franchot, a longtime advocate for starting schools after Labor Day. Franchot recently recorded a promotional video pushing for an extended summer season, which his office estimates could add more than $74 million to the state's economy.
Why not? It's a common sense idea. It doesn't cost the state a penny. No new taxes. It extends summer. It increases the tourist season, which means we have more tax revenue for schools and roads. Teachers love it. Families.
Well, there are questions about how the state could mandate Maryland's 23 counties and Baltimore City to open after Labor Day. Academic calendars come under the control of county school boards. Prince George's board members opposed legislation earlier this year that sought to hamper local decision-making authority by barring systems from starting instruction in August. The State Department of Education has not taken a position on the issue.
A young boy is at a hospital after he was seriously injured outside of a home in Landover Hills. It happened around 10:45 this morning in the 3900 block of 74th Avenue when a woman called 911 saying that a piece of wood fell on her son. A fire department spokesperson says the 12-year-old boy was bleeding and lost consciousness.
Nearby Landover Hills Fire and EMS station responded and in fact found a 12-year-old male that has sustained a critical head injury from a piece of wood that appears to have fallen from a shed that is being renovated in the backyard. It does appear to be purely an accident based on the information we have, based on the set of circumstances and looking in the backyard.
Again, that young boy is in the hospital. We're waiting to hear about his condition.
A research team at the University of Maryland received $2.6 million grant to study issues related to autism. They'll look at why social interaction is more difficult for people with the disorder. Dr. Elizabeth Redclay and her team will use an innovative interactive approach that will examine how brain circuits change during social interactions in real time while children are undergoing a functional MRI scan. Both typically developing children and those with autism will be part of the study.
We can show to the child, is a live video feed of an experimenter in another room. So that's kind of the exciting part, is that we can actually study these brain networks and kind of how these different brain networks are interacting with each other when they're really engaged in social interaction, rather than having these kind of proxies and more offline sort of processing. Getting a better understanding of the brain systems that are underlying social interaction and this atypical social interaction in autism will help us better learn how to develop kind of intervention strategies.
And the results of the research could help develop new strategies to assist children with autism overcome social challenges, which may improve other aspects of life as well. And you are watching CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone.
And I'm Denise Douglas.